Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about actually enlarging your picture in the enlarger. So you've already created your contact sheet, so you can look at your contact sheet and see which picture you think is going to be the best to enlarge. I would go based on what's in focus, what seems really sharp, what has really good contrast, and what has a really great composition. Those are the three main things I would look at. You know, you might have taken a picture that you thought was going to be amazing, but then once you do this, you realize that a picture that you actually just kind of accidentally took is much more interesting. So choose from here what picture you're going to enlarge. I am choosing a photograph from up here on the top row. So what I'm going to do is take it out of my sheet here. I'm going to take it out very carefully. I want to make sure that I don't get any fingerprints on the picture itself. So here I have my negative. One side is shiny and one side is dull. Just like with our photo paper, it's always shiny side up. I'm going to put my negative inside my enlarger. To do this, I'm going to lift up this lever right here and pull out my negative holder. It looks like this. My negative holder, trying to do this without setting my film down. That's another thing. Don't ever just set your film down on the table. The table is so dusty. I'm going to set mine on my plastic so I can show you this. Our negative holder opens and closes like this. It's on a hinge. They do come apart. They shouldn't, but they do. So you just have to be really careful and put it back together. I'm going to place my film in here so that it is shiny side up and going right through this opening right here. So I'm going to open it up. And put it in here shiny side up. Being really careful not to touch anything. A fingerprint, dust, scratch, all those things will show up on your film and give you a lot of grief. Okay, my film is in here. Now I want to make sure I get all my dust off. So you can blow, but you have to be careful when you blow that you're not spitting. In the interest of these times we live in, I would rather suggest from these microfiber cloths that we have, they're kind of designed to attract the dust. So I'm just going to gently wipe it. We also have these special little brushes that kind of release air as you're wiping the dust off. I always like to hold it up to the light because if you hold it and get a glare on there, you can actually see if there are any dust specks. See there, I just wiped one off that I couldn't see before. Get it as clean as you can. Then we're going to put it back in here the way it came from and close this. And now we're going to focus our image. The images we're doing are 5x7. So this is the 8x10 side over here. The largest rectangle on this side is 5x7. I'm going to put this down on my easel. And then I'm going to turn my time to focus and on. Here you can see I have my enlarger light on. It's shining down onto my easel, which is right here. I'm going to open my aperture up as far as it will go. So it's kind of already there. I always open it up all the way to focus it. Now you'll notice my picture looks upside down on here. Upside down is totally fine. What you want to be really careful of is that it's not backwards, because if you have words or anything like that, that's when that will really show up. As long as your negative is in there shiny side up, you're good to go. All right, so now I'm going to use, this is my easel, my rectangle that I have here. There you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to move my enlarger head up and down to make the picture larger and smaller. What I want to remember is that it needs to at least go beyond the edges of this rectangle, but it also, this is my chance to crop off anything and to make a better composition. So if I turn these back off, I can actually move my enlarger head. Oops, that's the focus. So I can make it smaller. Now you'll see how it got out of focus, it's blurry. If you remember correctly, on our actual enlarger, there is a knob that controls focus. And it's on a different side for every enlarger. On this enlarger, it is right here. This knob right here I turn. On some enlargers, it makes my bellows go up and down. On some enlargers, it's actually on the other side. So now I'm going to focus it, get it as sharp as I can, and I can move my easel around to get the picture I want. If I wanted to, I could actually make this larger. I can blow it way up and focus it. And turn my easel this way. So I can do whatever I want. Like if I really want to zoom in on him, I can make him larger and then kind of handle it in that manner as well. I'm going to turn it up and down. I'm going to focus as much as I can with my naked eye. And then next I'm going to be using what we call a focus finder. The focus finder is this thing right here. This is our focus finder right here. All right, you look through this part right here, the eye loop. You put it right down on top of your picture like this, and you look through it. Now what you're looking for when you look through this focus finder is you are looking for the grain of the film. You're focusing it until you see like the actual grains that are within your film. This type of focus finder, which we also have in here, actually focuses on the image itself. So if I put this right on the most important part of my image, which is actually of his face, and I look through there, I can focus, that's how I'm turning my thing, while I'm looking through there, and focus on the image. Okay, now I have it all focused. I'm actually going to close my aperture all the way and open it 2 clicks. So it's about like this. Now I'm going to do a test strip just like I did with my contact sheet. I'm going to turn my timer to time and off so that no light is on. I'm going to set my timer to 3 seconds, and I'm going to set up my test strip and do a test strip for 3 seconds at least 3 times. So I do it for 3 seconds the whole thing, and then I cover up a sliver, do 3 more seconds, and then cover up a sliver again and do 3 more. While I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I'm not touching the test strip with my board, because I don't want to accidentally bump it and then have to start over. Here is my test strip, and actually if you want to look at it the way that I had covered it up, it goes this way because it was upside down, remember? You can kind of see my lines right here is one line, here's the other line. So here's 3 seconds, here's 6 seconds, and here are 9 seconds. I'm going to try one at 6 seconds because I feel like that still has some really pure whites in it, but also some really dark blacks, which is what I want to go for. Alright, since I've decided on 6 seconds, I'm going to put my photo paper shiny side up in my easel like this, and I'm going to make sure my timer is on off, and I'm going to set it to 6 seconds and expose it. I want to make sure my easel doesn't move in between all this. I can't move my easel once it's started. My time has gone off, and now I'm going to develop it to see how it turns out. So now, it's been in the fixer for 2 minutes. I can turn the lights on. There we go. There's our picture. What do you think? Looks pretty good. So I'm going to put it in the water wash for the 5 minutes now, and we are done. The next thing you have to do is mat it and turn it in.